Welcome back. It's me again, Uhfgood, and today we're going to do our final Navmesh of the day. And final Navmesh. Wait, where are we at? Oh, okay. 599 A and B. Yeah, A was an attempt. Okay. Why? Weird. Yeah, I guess it's not that weird. Let's open this up just a little bit. Okay, so let's pull 599A up, and let's go ahead and shrink me down. Finally, almost the last one. And let's see here. Right. Speed that up. Playback. Speed 8 times. And we'll just, yeah. So 16 divided by 8 is 2, so this will just be 2 minutes, and I'll just kind of let it play. And I started with a plane. I created a Navmesh again. What else did I do here? I tried to add a cube and try to generate a Navmesh, and it didn't actually take that into account. So the Navmesh is actually still the plane. It's not an obstacle. If you can see, there's no hole. There'd be a hole in it if it was working correctly, and it's not. And I'm guessing it's because the cube is too small for the Navmesh to generate. And I don't know if that's going to be a thing that's going to be a problem later. Being that it's early times here, now he had that guy that I talked to in Discord. He had fixed that thing about the. I think he'd fixed it at this time. The thing about it floating up into space there. Anyways, so yeah. There we go. And you can tell I still wasn't able to get it to work. Now, let's go into B. Of course, that's an hour, but that's alright. We're just going to speed through it. Playback, speed faster. And my second this Navmesh, I tried to do it with like a block, right? So I did it with these. Okay, and I'm not sure what that extra weirdness is there. It had something to do with the polygons like overlapping themselves. Like this was actually a triangle that instead of going further, it overlapped back on itself. I wasn't sure how to get rid of that or how to fix that, so I just let it be for a while. It's obvious I probably have to. Yeah, see, I was trying to mess with the triangles too, just to try to get that fixed. I'm not sure if I got it fixed or not. Kind of doesn't matter, but if you can see there, now the height, the cell size, the cell height has to do with how high this is, and I think it has something to do with the reason that it's kind of off the ground instead of exactly on the ground is because it's kind of doing it based on. It's not doing it based on an actual player or agent. It's making an assumption. So it's basically doing based on your agent height. It's basically putting it kind of up in there to where the object, like your collider object, would be either a cube or like a capsule or something, and so it would go through there. And this just shows it where it's able to go. It's not actually have to do with where it actually stands on it, and that's one thing that I kind of learned later. Cell size is how big of the cells, so basically how big your margins around the edges that the map generates or whatever. And then here what I had to do is I did Boolean operation to make sure that they were merged with the plane. And as you can see here, if you notice around here, let's blow this up. If you notice around here, this cube in the corner and the cylinder in the other corner, they're completely surrounded by white. That's because the Navmesh is actually going through them. It didn't actually detect them, and again, I think it's because of how small it was. Because if you notice here, this cone, this cube, and it might have something to do with height, because this cube and this cube are the same size around, but not the same height. So it might have something to do with height. I'm not sure why. Maybe it has something to do with the settings. The settings aren't really explained because they're still working on it. And so maybe it has to be a certain height based on the agent height, or maybe it's just, I don't know. I guess it just kind of depends on what it is, right? Maybe it's the step size, because there's a step height. So maybe the step height is smaller than that. So if it's 0.9 feet, maybe that's 0.9 feet. In other words, you can go through it. You don't step up on it, you go through it, because it's lower than that step. If it's higher than the step, then of course it has the, I don't know, something like that. I just don't know all the ins and outs of the actual Navmesh. Like over here in this section, you have cell size, which is what I said is how big your margins are around, kind of. Cell height is the actual, like I said, the actual Navmesh is actually higher than the ground that it's on, because this is just it's doing like an intersection, like a test between your collider object and the Navmesh at somewhere at the center point. It's not at the center point of the agent. It's actually what you set the height to be. That in my case that'd be 0.2 feet. So whatever a foot is, whatever 0.2 is, it's like a couple of inches or 3 inches or something like that. And of course, your agent height and agent radius is your actual player, your actual thing that you're gonna. And then you have max climb, and you have max slope, which is set at 45-degree angle, which means it can go up a 45-degree angle apparently. Max climb, I'm not sure. I tried to set that to 0 to see if that would affect the Navmesh. It does, but it's like kind of unpredictable and kind of weird. Okay, so yeah. And I guess that's all I have about this. This is $5.99. This is actually B. So all right. So there. Yeah. So the whole Navmesh thing isn't really solved for me, and so I just decided that it'll have to be Unity, and so I'm gonna work on my game in Unity, I guess, and which means I have to do the background pieces and individual pieces. I have to bring them all in. I mean, I can mitigate it by that one guy's method where you actually save the blend file into the folder, then you bring it into your scene, then you drag that back in as a prefab, then you go into your prefab, and then you drag the individual objects as their own prefabs. It's a lot of data, but it works, and when you modify your object, it shows up in the dealing. And I think maybe even the textures and materials, but I'm not 100% positive. I might still have to manually do those. That's kind of a pain in the butt too. But if I'm going to actually get working on this game, I shouldn't wait around for Armory to get usable to actually make the game. So if I have to do it in the Unity, I will. Their licensing terms aren't too bad. Under 100,000, you can use your personal for free. But above 100,000, I think you have to buy it like a subscription, which is $35. It's a $35 a year or $35 a month. I can't remember now. But if I ended up getting up to 100,000, I guess I wouldn't have a problem paying for that. I guess, I'm not going to be doing that because I want to see if I can make the money off of videos, not off of the game. Although, not that I wouldn't sell the game. I'm just saying, I might give the game out for free, and then it's, yeah, assuming that the video thing takes off, because it might be easier to actually, you know, make money monetizing videos of development, because this is about developing my game. This isn't so much about the game itself. Although I like to people play it, um, this is for people that are really interested in development. So, anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.